Alright, welcome back everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to make some homemade vintage stain. Now, as you know, I'm in the middle of making a vintage journal, so I like to use this stain on so many different things. I'll use it a lot. So you're going to need yourself a small little container, jar, something that will seal nicely. You're going to need some clear glue. I've got the Elmer's. It doesn't have to be Elmer's. Any clear, just normal straight clear school glue will be fine. And then some distress ink. I don't have the Tim Holtz distress ink in a brown color, so I am going to be using this is just all-purpose ink. I think it's ink that you would put onto an ink pad, same thing as the Tim Holtz. I've got sand and truffle, and then a little bit of ground instant coffee, and then some vanilla essence. Now the vanilla essence is basically just to make it smell nice. I don't like the smell of coffee, so that's why I use the vanilla. You could use any color, any kind of scent. Would imagine you don't have to use vanilla, but I love vanilla, so that's what I'm going to use. And then some water. Okay, so you're going to start with the glue. If I can, I can't get it. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now, depending on how much you want to make would depend on how much. Now, I don't have measurements for this. I just go according to the color that I like, the consistency that I like. So you just have to play along with it and kind of stop when it gets to the consistency that you like and the color. Right, so we start with the glue. I can't find a popsicle stick, so I'm just going to use my little spatula. Okay, so I'm just going to now add water in small increments, just until it gets to a consistency that I like. I definitely don't want it too thick and gloopy, because this is the kind of stain that you would paint onto your ephemera or your pages. So you definitely don't want it too thick. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some coffee. You could also dissolve the coffee, in some water first before this is just quicker and easier to do it this way, but you would probably have to stir for a little longer than you would if you dissolved it first. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to add some vanilla essence. I want to kind of get rid of as much coffee smell as possible. If the coffee smell doesn't bother you, then the vanilla essence is not even necessary, but it does make it smell good. Okay. So now I just want to show you what that looks like before we add the ink. I mean, look at that. That is lovely. Gives you a really nice dark color. If that's what you're going for, then you wouldn't even need to add the ink. If you wanted it lighter, don't add as much coffee. this case, which one should I use? I think I'm going to use the truffle. I'm literally just going to use a little bit. There you go. Maybe a little bit more water. Okay. Oh yes. Yeah, I think adding that water was a good idea. Okay. So, I mean, you will see how I use this when we're busy making the vintage journal, but I think that is just awesome. You know, there's nothing worse as well than when you've done all of your tea staining of everything, and then you realize halfway through doing your journal that some of your stuff is not stained, or it's, you know, it's not the right color. My lid is not fitting on properly. So this is a great thing to use, you know, when it's just one or two small pieces that you just want to stain. Okay, so also just remember that you do make sure that you've got a nice tight lid on it. If you leave it standing for too long, I mean, the last batch I made, I had for 6 months, and then I didn't do any vintage journals for a while after that, and then when I went back to use it again, it had a thick thing of mold on the top. So you do have to be careful, because obviously we are using the coffee and the essence, which I presume is what makes the mold grow. But I'm thinking that also if you maybe put a drop of alcohol into the solution, then it might not grow the mold. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to use a bit of my blending alcohol. And then hopefully that will prevent the mold from growing. But like I said, it does last quite a while before that starts to happen. And I also think that the lid on my jar was not closed properly, which then may have caused the mold to grow in the first place. Okay, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.